This is take number 3. I swear this is as frustrating as trying to get an orgasm but not getting it. Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you eventually get your orgasmic intimacy. So, today we're talking about orgasm because in the month of August, I dedicated it to orgasm the entire month. On August 8th, there is the International Day of Orgasm for women. But, I said one day is not enough. Let's give it 1 month. So, first of all, my first priority was my Patreon community, where I built so far 5 practices around orgasm. Because in my coaching practice, I've noticed that women struggle a lot with their definition of it, the meaning that they assign to it, the importance and the high pressure to get it. Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen. And sometimes even their men in the relationship are so pressured into giving their women partner an orgasm as if that is the end-all be-all of all intimacy. So that is the first thing. Secondly, there are a lot of emotional charges around it. Okay, we want to have it, but at the same time, we have a cork in it because we're ashamed. We cannot fully express because I don't know why. Okay, because if you ask people consciously, they're just going to say, it's too loud. It's too, what do I look like? What do I sound like? But seriously now. And then there's also how you go about it. Because sometimes getting an orgasm is not a clear-cut path. You need to understand that. And different bodies need different things in intimacy. And in order for one body to reach orgasm, one person, sometimes even they might need different things from the usual. Okay, so there are these 3 aspects around orgasms in practice that I want to look at. So let's start with the first one, mindset and your definition and the meaning that you assign to it. I see a lot of people paying way too much attention to orgasm and little to none to the rest. And in my perspective as a coach, the priority should be different. Your top priority is how you get aroused. Arousal is ignition. No ignition, no journey. Okay, no ride. So arousal and how you do foreplay is extremely important. What happens in between intimate acts, like days or hours, depends on YouTube, is extremely crucial. The atmosphere, the vibe in the relationship, especially if somebody's sexuality is very intertwined with their emotional life, then the quality of the relationship and the quality of their inner world, the cleanliness, the purity, the care for it are extremely important. Those, in my opinion, are top priority. That's it. Secondly, what happens during an act? That's your second priority. Okay? The journey itself. And, there's the classical saying, life is not a destination but a journey. So it is in intimacy. Sex, it's not a destination, it's a journey. The quality in those moments, which is different for people, but it's important that people get in that journey exactly what they strive for, what they live for. Their kind of sex, their kind of intimacy. And for some people, it might not be the kinky, wild, noisy. Some people are discreet, subtle, more intense in just the emotion or even in slow movements, you can have intensity. Okay, so not everybody is high speed or high impact. Let's just put it like that. So the journey itself is important, and it's important that everybody gets what everybody needs. And then, third, orgasm, which may come or may not come, which sometimes may be over the top and world-shaking, groundbreaking, earth-shattering, and so on. Sometimes it might just be a soft, smooth, slow wave. if we cling to orgasmic expression in the stupid stuff that we used to see in mainstream media, now we see it also in porn and everywhere, where people scream and they're just completely immersed in it. Sometimes it's not like that. Why does that happen so? First of all, sometimes your body just cannot, because it takes energy. Sex, doing it basically, requires energy. And if you're tired, if you're consumed by something like worries or whatever the case is, sometimes the entire intimate act is not ballistic, explosive. It is just soft, quiet, subtle. You could even say more sophisticated, some people. Orgasm itself in those moments is not going to be the screaming kind. And understanding, for everybody I'm saying this, understanding this is vital and crucial to really learn to appreciate orgasm in its variety and even accept and live with the lack of orgasm. That one is extremely important. A lot of people, if they don't have an orgasm, it's like, oh, the whole thing is a complete blowout and a complete failure and a complete sham or whatever. Man, it's like all or nothing, or in this case, it would be orgasm or nothing. That mentality is, how do I put it? Stupid, not helpful, destructive, idiotic, imbecile. Don't do it. Really, honestly, just because once or twice you don't have an orgasm, that doesn't mean that the rest doesn't count. If you wrap your brain around the fact that sex is all about orgasm and that's it, then you have a poor mindset. Yes, in sex, that would be a poor mindset. The whole experience matters. The fact that you're present there with your entire being is extremely important. Everybody that is here on a personal growth path should have this broad mindset, because self-esteem will go up. The fact that you've nailed arousal and you've nailed the journey, okay, 2 out of 3, that is incredible. The fact that you maybe have had an orgasm, even if it isn't over the top, 3 out of 3, that is a definite win. If you just expect it to be in one way and then you're embarrassed by it and you're embarrassed for the other person also, that is the stupidest mindset. And I, for one, really root for you to get better perspectives here, broader perspectives, much healthier perspectives for your intimate life. Because your intimate life is an extremely powerful resource if you know how to use it. It's not just I'm getting it or I'm getting some and I'm getting it with orgasm also. No, dude, we're not in high school anymore, okay? Everybody here is an adult, okay, 26 plus. We have some that are under 26, and kudos to those people that are sticking around and watching these videos. Super important education, and not so much of it offered in this way in the mainstream. Okay, the quality of the act and the fact that you can make the best of it. Even when you're tired, even when there's stuff going on or there is stuff going on in your relationship and maybe you kind of had a fight or something. Hey, a lot of couples, when they bicker and fight, they skip sex altogether because they're that angry. If you've managed to actually have sex, even if you fought and you're angry, awesome. You cannot believe and you cannot imagine how powerful that is. And what a good indicator of a long-lasting relationship that is. Sex is a very powerful glue in intimacy. Take my word for it. So, I don't know what your mindset around it is, but let's say that you want to broaden your perspectives. I have 5 practices in my community. This is the playlist. You can take this playlist on its own as a standalone, or you can become a member and enjoy that with a lot of other practices around sexuality. You need to have some practical connection to your expression, okay? And these 5 exercises or practices that I've done are around mindset, unblocking your emotional patterns around it, That's the honoring part. How do you request stuff that you need in intimacy? Because when you start to even ask for things, you increase your chance of also climaxing or peaking in the best way for you. Then how do you pay compliments? And then what do you do if you don't have an orgasm, okay, and the lack of it? So I looked at the most important and painful spots around orgasm, but I looked at them in a practical way. Like, this is very valuable. If you can't afford anything else in your life, take this playlist, use it once, twice, 3 times, as many times as possible, until something shifts in you. Consider those practices or training for your intimate moments. You're going to be more resourceful then. Therefore, you're going to increase your chances of orgasming. And you're going to enjoy orgasms in their variety. Okay? And it doesn't matter if you're single or not right now. Honestly. I think actually when you're single, that's the best time. You have more space and more clarity, more peace of mind, more time to dedicate to actually transforming yourself on this chapter of your life. And it's important. It might not bring you money or stability, financially speaking or materially speaking, but when it comes to a healthy, intimate relationship and a happy, intimate relationship, this is extremely valuable. And people, when they get into crises because they've skipped this, they neglected this part, man, they will pay fortunes. I've heard people paying like $20,000 or $25,000 just on working with somebody and not seeing progress because they had gotten themselves in that big amount of trouble and their intimate life was so stuck that they risked losing their marriage. That's really nasty. If you have time now, dedicate time now, then, be sorry later. So, if you've made it this far, drop me a heart emoji in the video or under the video and let me know if you tried out the practices or what you thought, what you've heard of orgasm. Okay? I would love to know the crazy stuff that is shared here online. Okay, see you next time.